Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, The Perfection Collection. Guys, honestly, the goal of my channel is to let everyone know that they are perfectly, uniquely them. That is the goal. But today, I'm going to talk about choosing weight. So determining the appropriate weight to use at the gym depends on various factors, such as, listen up, such as your fitness goals, your current strength level, and the specific exercise you are performing. So I'm going to give you a few guidelines to help you find the right weight. So if you're with me and you're training with me, and if you're a woman, most of us have the same goals. We are trying to build our glutes, build our lower body, and we are trying to keep the fat down on our stomachs and make sure we have tight, toned bellies. Whatever your goals are, remember, it's always important to remember that you are perfectly you, and this is all a part of your journey to becoming more of yourself. Yeah, the perfect version of yourself. You already are the perfect version of yourself. So I don't want anyone to get confused of this is oftentimes we see people trying to change their body to conform to societal standards. And I want to be very, very clear. My page, my exercises are about you. And it's about perfecting the already perfect being that you are, because you are already uniquely and individually made. We can all do the same exact exercises and we will all still look totally different. Okay. So I got to get that point out there just so everyone knows. But now back to the topic of this video, which is super duper important, choosing your weight. So again, my first tip is to start with a comfortable weight. So let's say you're doing hip thrusts. One thing that I want to tap on to as well is for people to stop saying that they are beginners and that they can't do what I do. They can't do the certain level that I do. They can't do what I do. You can do every single exercise that is in this video that you see other people doing for the most part, as long as you don't have any back issues or have any other problems or surgeries. You might want to consult your doctor if you are one of those people. But for the most part, anybody that is able-bodied can do what I'm doing. You might not be able to do all this weight that I'm doing, or you might not be able to go as fast, but you can do it. So let's get started with how. So the first thing you're gonna want to do, let's say you're at the squat rack. You are gonna want to start with a comfortable weight. So you're gonna want to begin with a weight that feels comfortable and challenging, but allows you to form the exercise with proper form. If you're unsure, it's better to start with a lighter weight. For example, take all those weights off and just start with the bar. And you're going to gradually increase it. So the second tip is to consider your goals. As I said before, most of us want to grow those glutes. So we're going to basically, if your goal is to build strength and muscle, we're going to aim for a weight that allows us to complete about 8 to 12 repetitions with proper form. If you're aiming for muscular endurance, you may opt for a lighter weight and perform more repetitions, such as 15 to 20. See, I have a different rationale with that. For me, I genuinely feel that you see the best results whenever you are lifting a pretty heavy weight. For me, I'm going to use me an example. For me, I'm using 35 pounds and I did about 12 repetitions, 10 to 12 repetitions for 4 sets. For the most part, every exercise that I do is 4 sets of 15. And people would say that 15 reps is a lot, and it is, but to me, that's how you burn out the muscle and you really get hypertrophy of the muscle. And I truly, truly feel that burn. Sometimes, for me, I don't really go too heavy on squats right now. So I'll do 35 pounds on each side and I'll aim for 12 reps or 15. I'll push myself to try to do 15. So the next tip I have is to listen to your body. You need to pay attention to how your muscles feel during and after each set. If the weight feels too light, you can easily complete the desired number of repetitions. Consider increasing it. So if you get to the end and you're like, oh my God, that was too easy, I want you to increase that weight. Go ahead and increase the weight. For example, if you're doing these leg presses, and again, my goal is to build muscle as well as kind of maintain it. I'm not trying to get huge thighs. So with this exercise, I'm going to go about 45 pounds and 15 reps. So there's another thing. Whenever I'm not trying to get like super huge, I'm not going to add a whole lot of weight. I'm going to aim for repetitions. And that's how I train. And I also think it's better for your joints, because I know you'll see me rubbing my knee at one point. Lifting super duper heavy is kind of bad on the joints. That's why I opt for a more semi-heavyweight, like heavyweight, but still go like a medium to heavyweight. And I aim for 15 reps. So the next tip is progressive overload. As your strength improves, you're going to gradually increase the weight to continue challenging your muscles. This progressive overload helps stimulate further muscle growth and adaptation. So I'm going to go back to my squats, for example. So usually back in my days, whenever I was like going to the gym every single day, which I still do that now, but there was times when I was extraordinarily like consistent. I would go do my leg days 3 times a week. And whenever I did that, I became stronger. So you guys heard me mention 45-pound plates. I would do 45-pound plates on each side for a total of 15 repetitions and 4 sets. That is a lot of weight, and that's a lot of repetitions. But I would stick to that amount of weight because I didn't want to get any bigger. I didn't want my legs to get huge. I simply wanted to maintain how I already looked. And I also still wanted to see growth as well. So that 4 sets of 15, 12 to 15, it still is. It's extraordinarily challenging for me, and that's currently where I am right now. And eventually, I promise you, if you're consistent, within about 3 months, you will see the same exact growth. And so the next tip is to seek guidance. And that is a big reason why I created my program, so that people understand and people know what exercises to do, how many reps to do, how much weight you should be putting on that bar, and just overall that you could do it too. Like these exercises, anybody can do them. The key is to just make sure that that form is pristine. Whenever you're doing an exercise, your goal is to say, am I perfect? Is my positioning perfect? You need to make sure that your positioning and that your form is perfect, because that's going to help you in the long run. You don't want to be doing an exercise wrong. For example, this exercise that I'm currently doing right now on the screen, glute kickbacks. Look, people do these wrong all the time. You need to keep your back flat. You don't need to be moving your body too much. I'm keeping my body as stable as possible while kicking back and making sure that, I isolate my glutes. So the key here is to keep your back flat and to make sure that you're not putting too much like momentum in that kickback. You don't want to be arching your back when you're doing this exercise. And so that's the key. Like, a lot of people underrate the tip of making sure you have good form, but it is extraordinarily important, because you're gonna want to feel these exercises, and if you're not feeling them, 9 times out of 10 you're probably not doing them right, or you need to lower your weight, or you might need to increase your weight. For the most part, you're probably going to have to increase it and make sure that form is pristine. Guys, I really hope this helped. I feel like choosing a weight is like one of the hardest things to do, because you don't know. But the key is to just increasing until you know that you get to that. Let's say you're doing 15 reps and you're like, okay, by the 3rd rep, this is extraordinarily hard for me. And so you are going to either stick with that weight or go a little bit down. Guys, remember that you are perfectly you, and stay tuned for more videos and more tips and tricks in the gym. I will be sure to drop my glute program here so that you guys can have access to it as well. Remember, you're perfectly you. Bye.